Hey, how's it going YouTube? For this video, I have a Stamina Necromancer, also known as Stamcro PvP build. This build is optimized for the High Isle patch. I do use a Mythic and a Monster set, so it is not a super beginner friendly build, but rather more towards mid or end game players. So with that being said, here we go. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 32 points in the health and 32 points in the stamina. The Mundus I'm running is the Serpent Mundus. So for the race, I am a Dark Elf. There's probably better options out there, but anything with health, stam, and or cost reduction would probably work better. For the food, we're running lava food soup and salt rice, and I think that's the best option for this build. For potions, we're running Essence of Immovability. The combination we're using is Columbine, Namira's Rot, and Mountain Flower. What this does is it gives health, stam, and the associated recoveries with it, and immunity to knockbacks and disabling effects for 8 seconds. You don't have to run immovability, you can always run a different potion, but just make sure it at least has a line to restore stamina. For CP, for the blue tree, I'm running Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Ironclad, and Duelist Rebuff. For the red tree, I'm running Celerity, Pain's Refuge, Slippery, and Boundless Vitality. If you're running Wild Hunt, you can take off Celerity and slot something else. So for the gear, we're going to be running 5-piece Plague Break paired with 5-piece Rallying Cry, paired with 2-piece Magma Incarnate, 1 Mythic, and 1 Trainee. So breaking it down in the main hand, we have a Sharp Plague Break Maul with a weapon damage enchant. On the back bar, a one-handed Plague Break weapon plus shield. On the one-hander, it's either Absorb Stamina enchant or Escapist Poison, traded in Defending. And for the shield, Max Health enchant, traded in Reinforced. For the head and shoulders, we have 2-piece Magma Incarnate, both with Tri-Stat glyphs, both medium and both well fitted. Moving on to the body, we have 1-piece Trainee Chest with a Tri-Stat glyph in heavy and traded in Reinforced. For the sash, we have 1-piece Rallying Cry with a Tri-Stat glyph in light and impen. And for the rest of the body, we have 3-piece Plague Break, all with Tri-Stat glyphs in medium, traded in divines. And for the jewelry, we have 2 pieces of Rallying Cry jewelry, both with weapon damage enchants, traded in infused. And lastly, for the mythic, it's either going to be a Wild Hunt or a Malakath, and depending on if it's CP or no CP, then weapon damage or stam recovery. Either way, you can run infused. So for skills, we're going to be running Blighted Blast Bones. Cast this between every 2 to 3 skills for good damage. Dizzying Swing are spammable, and then if you hit them twice or when they're off balance, you stun them. Executioner, this is what we use when the enemy is below 33% instead of using Wrecking Blow. Mortal Coil, this is actually a really strong heal. You do need a corpse and also gives you mag and stamina sustain. Rally, this is our source of major brutality and minor endurance. Also is a heal. The longer the duration goes on, the bigger the heal. Dawnbreaker, this is also going to be one of our tools we use for bursting people down. It also does stun and does good damage. On the back bar, Shuffle, this is how we get immunity to snares and immobilizations, and also decreases damage from AoEs. Keep that up. Pierce Armor, this is how we get major breach, and also applies minor breach as well. Summoner's Armor, this is our resistance buff, so it gives us 6k physical and spell resistance through major resolve. Spirit Guardian, this is a decent heal, and just keep it up every 16 seconds because it also mitigates 10% of your damage. And Vigor, your primary heal, and Shield Wall for your defensive ultimate. So closing thoughts, first off, for like the rotation, just try to keep up Blast Bones on the target as much as possible. So every 2 to 3 skills you should be using it, and then just pair that with your Wrecking Blow. And then if you want to time all of your damage together, just shoot the Blast Bones and then wait for it to almost hit the target, and then either get off your Dawnbreaker or another Wrecking Blow, and all 3 of those damage instances should be pretty high burst. Try your best to keep up Rally because major brutality is really nice and necessary for this build because we're not getting it through our potions. Another thing is this build actually has a decent amount of stamina to block with, and on the back bar, since you're running Sword and Board, you can always block on that bar as well. And one more thing, I did contemplate about running Stoons instead of Plague Break, so if you don't want to farm or get Plague Break, Stoons is actually just as good. I think Stoons is better for single target, whereas Plague Break is probably a little bit better for dealing with multiple, but that's just how I thought. And I think that wraps it up. As always, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, or come join our Discord. And we also have a PlayStation community Discord that I'm a part of if you want to come join that as well. And if this video helped in any way, please help the channel grow by liking and subscribing. And I think that wraps it up. I'll see you in the next video.